B&B 2020. Are you ready?
So as the Group B riders make their way back to the paddock, we'll see them later on this afternoon. The Group A on the line at the moment. Ryan Tyers, Jim Lovell in second, James Motzke third. Dominic Herbertson was fourth, Ben Klukas and Jamie Callan lining up in sixth place. Jake Whittaker seventh, Ed Peed in eighth, Phil Dickens ninth, Ryan Clark, Ben Ray and Kai Jones in 12th. Chris Edwards in 13th from Mike Smallbones, Chris Heimers, Matt Lockyer and Adam Jameson, I believe in 17th, will be the last of the Group A riders. Everyone else was out just a few moments ago in Group B. It was touch or go whether this race would be combined, Group B and Group A, but speaking to the organisers earlier, it was felt there was a bit of a difference between the faster and the very slowest riders. There was quite a big chunk of lap time there, so just in the interest of safety, this race running as a Group A and Group B to keep some of the faster and slow riders apart. So Pitbike stock 160 making its way down to the line for the first race of the day. As the name suggests, of course, Pitbike stock 160, very much a stock-based class. It's more along the lines, you would say, of keeping the bikes as competitive as possible. Any standard Supermoto or Mini GP style pit bike, maximum seat height of 84 centimetres, and this for any rider from the age of 14 years and upwards. And it's very limited in terms of no engine modifications whatsoever for these bikes. That includes any sort of polishing and porting of the cylinders as well. And it is very regulated as to what can and can't be done with these machines. It's very much a stock-based class. What that does mean, of course, is for anybody who's a newcomer, it's easy to get a machine and be competitive straight away. It's all down to the riders in this one. Check out the British Mini Bikes website for more details. If you want to get involved in the series, there, I think later in the year, there will be the possibility of a arrive and ride style event. And of course, with the COVID, of course, we want to look out for. We'll let you know about that as the year goes on. In the meantime, though, Group A for the stock 160s gets underway. Oh, and it's a really good start into the first corner. Look at that. 97 Jim Lovell getting the jump down the inside of Ryan Tyers. And there's a bit of bar banging at the back there, but they all seem to get through safely. Great start there, though, for Ryan Tyers. James Motzke in third position. Dominic Herbertson. Quite a sweeping first half lap, and it just helps the riders to get settled into position as Jim Lovell goes back into the lead. 1-2-1, Jake Whittaker, Phil Dickens, Ed Peed, Ryan Clark, Ben Ray, Kai Jones, all in the midfield making their way through. But at the front, it's turning into a duel between Ryan Tyers and Jim Lovell into the final corner. So Tyers leads, and the man on the move now is the 27 of James Mostico in second. Lovell third, Herbertson fourth, Ben Klukas fifth, Jake Whittaker a little bit further down, but still a long race to go. Very hot day, of course, and this could make things. We've seen some of the bikes, of course, getting a bit squirrely under the braking into the corners. And I'm sure you can get an idea here from some of the camera angles of just how quick this circuit is. It's the known as the fastest kart track in the UK. And it's a very fast flowing track. There aren't that many slow sections. This is about the slowest part of the track, just going into the final corner. Dog leg chicane. Plenty of overtaking opportunities, though. It's a very flowing track. A lot of corners on here as well that are quite fast, so the good line choice is important as the race leader Ryan Tyers got that great start Fastest lap of the race with a 43.413 and is starting to pull away. The battle now for second place. James Mostica on the 27 from Jim Lovell, Dominic Herbertson. There we saw the 1-2-1 of Jake Whittaker, now starting to close on Ben Klukas. So there we see the 55 of Ryan Tyers, the race leader. Mostica second, Lovell third. Ben Klukas and Jake Whittaker very close indeed as they all cross the line. Phil Dickens in 9th, but Ed Peters moved into 10th place from Ben Ray. All the way through the field, actually, very competitive at the moment. We've got Rhys Stevenson, 12th place, Kai Jones, Adam Jameson, Chris Heimers. A bit further down, Matt Lockyer and Chris Edwards running out the field, but everyone, touch wood so far, staying out of trouble. No incidents on the first couple of laps. What that means is everyone has got away quickly, got away well, maintaining a good pace. And for these race leaders, it means they've got a lot more time with a clear track in front. It's going to be a push, really, if any of the slow riders get lapped in this one, because they all really are running a very fast pace at the moment. Ryan Tyers leads the way, 1.7 seconds last time round, 8 laps to go. James Mostica still in second. Here we see the 84 of Ben Klukas with Jake Whittaker just behind him. Battle at the moment for 5th position. Further behind, number 14 of Jamie Callan. As we see a bit further up there, that looked to me like Jim Lovell getting down the inside of Mostica. Yes, he does. So up to second place now goes the 97 of Jim Lovell. There he is, 97. Down the final straight into the hairpin. And at the moment, looks like he's got the line into that corner. Mostica unable to outbrake down the inside. Ryan Tyers, meanwhile, fastest lap of the race with a 43.025. So there goes Lovell, trying to pull away from Mostica. A great battle for second place, and let's see what Lovell can do, number 97. At the moment, the gap is 2.4 seconds. But quite similar to Ryan Tyers on pace. So 1:10 on the bike. Number 11 on your timing charts is the machine of Dominic Herbertson. Just behind Mostica, who's having a look down the inside into the final corner. Great move there from Mostica now. Can he make that move stick? We'll find out in a moment as they cross the line. Still Ryan Tyers leading the way. And up to second place now goes James Mostica. Great move on the final corner. Ryan Tyers easily identified there with the green helmet, the Union flag on the top. But starting to come under pressure now from Dominic Herbertson. 1:10 on the bike, 11 on your timing charts. They see him in the green leathers just behind Mostica. And Lovell, there he is. And he's looking quick at the moment. His fastest lap of the race, 43.634. And hasn't really dropped off the pace. He is starting to close up on Lovell and Mostica, the riders battling for third and second place. Ryan Tyers, meanwhile, the 55, is really checking out with this one. The gap has gone up to 3.02 to be precise. So Ryan Tyers looking good at the front. Here's the man in third, Jim Lovell, trying to live with Mostica. He was second for quite a while early on in the race, but James Mostica with a good outbraking move into the final corner. He's got back into second. Just a bit further behind, Herbertson, Klukas and Whittaker all battling. And Tyers looking menacing into the final corner, but he knows that Herbertson's there in 4th place as they make their way around the final corner back to the finish line. Ryan Tyers going through to complete another lap, and things are very close on the edge of the top 10 as well. Here we see the likes of Ryan Clark, Jamie Callan, Rhys Stevenson in there as well, all battling into the final corner. Ben Rain there as well. And there's the 51 of Phil Dickens. This battle just on the edge of the top 10. 147 Ed Peed currently in 11th position from Dickens. Looking down the track, these riders have got their own track there. The leaders, I think, will struggle to catch up with these with 4 laps to go, but they are having a fierce battle here at the back of the field. Kai Jones in there as well on the 108. 151 is Chris Heimers. There he is, number 151, Chris Heimers. Kai Jones, 108 in there as well, all trading positions with 3 laps to go. 3 laps to go. It's been, touch wood I will say with these sort of things, it's been an incident-free race so far. Some very close battles throughout the field, but they are maintaining a very fast pace, so I don't think that lap traffic will be an issue for the leaders here, because these guys here towards the back of the field actually, but as you can see for yourself, they really are charging around this Lydd circuit. And we see the 51 of Phil Dickens cross the line in 12th place, but a very close battle with Kai Jones and Chris Hymer's in there as well. Ryan Tyers, incidentally, just crossed the line with 2 laps to go, fastest lap of the race with a 42.854. And as we see the 108, Kai Jones currently in 13th place. And the final corner they go, 2 laps to go. It's a great battle towards the edge of the end of the field. Nobody changing positions this lap though. It's still Ben Ray in 10th place, Peter 11th, Dickens in 12th, Jones 13th, Chris Hymers, Matt Lockyer, Chris Edwards, and the 59 of Adam Jamieson rounding out the field in these closing stages. I believe Chris Edwards going through as Ryan Tyers takes the last lap board. Into the final corner now comes this battle on the edge of the top 10. The gap at the front has gone up to 4.7 seconds. But here we see the man of the race, 55, Ryan Tyers, a little glance as he goes through the top corner just to see where his rivals are. He knows he's got the track to himself. That battle we were looking at a few moments, well down the track. He's not going to catch up with those riders. So Ryan Tyers, 55, with the circuit all to himself as he comes into the final corner. Just got to take it smoothly around the last corner as the checkered flag goes out, and a race win for 55 Ryan Tyers in a very competitive race. Drag race to the line for second and third as James Mostiger just ahead of Jim Lovell. Width of a tyre really between those two riders. Dominic Herbertson in 4th place, Rhys Stevenson in 5th. Rest of the top 10 very, very close indeed. Ben Klukas in 6th place, Jake Whittaker, Ryan Clark, Jamie Callan, and then this great battle on the edge of the top 10. Ben Ray goes through in 10th place, Ed Peed, Kai Jones, Phil Dickens, Chris Hymers. It's as close as that down to 14th place as they go through. And it looks like Matt Lockyer, Chris Edwards and Adam Jamieson will round out the field for this Pitbike Spares 160 Group 1A. Fantastic first race for those. We'll look forward to the second race a bit later on. So after that close action of Group B, we get the Group A riders for the Pitbike Stock 160, headed by Ryan Tyers from Jim Lovell, James Mostiger, Dominic Herbertson in 4th, Ben Klukas and Jamie Callan. 7th was Jake Whittaker, 8th Ed Peed, Phil Dickens 9th, Ryan Clark in 10th, Ben Ray and Kai Jones in 12th position. Chris Edwards, Mike Smallbones, Chris Hymers, Matt Lockyer in 16th, and Adam Jamieson. Irvin Lane, I believe, should be in this race, or he might be up here with the co-commentating soon as well. Keep an eye out for him. So this is the Group A. These, of course, are the fastest riders from the Pitbike Stock 160 qualifying this morning. So Pitbike Stock 160. Riders 14 years and upwards. This is bikes pretty much up to 160, usually 140 to 160 cc. And once again, you can't be polishing and porting the engines, any sort of engine modifications. There are tight regulations with the engine and the exhausts as well. Thumb brakes, of course, permissible, so you'll see those in very useful on a track like this as well. And here we go then for Group A, about to get underway. Flag will drop and away we go for Pitbike 160 Group A. Ryan Tyers with a good getaway as they pile into that chicane, but it looks like Ryan Tyers has held on to the lead. Jim Lovell and James Mostiger in there as well. Dominic Herbertson as they go through the next hairpin. And this Pitbike Stock 160 race gets underway. Lydd circuit, very fast indeed. The riders carry a lot of speed. It's in terms of an average speed, I would say it's got to be the fastest track. There's no real tight parts of the track really. This final hairpin's fairly slow in comparison, but they don't really drop much speed. This Lydd circuit, as we said, billed as the fastest in the UK, and you can see why. It's very fast, very flowing, and Ryan Tyres gets away well, just under 0.2 of a second ahead of Jim Lovell. Dominic Herbertson in third place. James Mostiger fourth, Ben Clucas, Jake Whittaker, Jamie Callan in seventh, from Ed Peed, Rhys Stevenson and Ryan Clark rounding out the top 10. Very fast-paced start to the race though. And Ryan Tyres trying to break away. There we see Jim Lovell battling with Dominic Herbertson. And now in fourth, James Mostiger starting to get involved in this one as well. Jake Whittaker, Rhys Stevenson. In seventh place, Jamie Callan, Ed Peed and Kai Jones rounding up the top 10. Off to the top corner they go. And Jim Lovell, fastest lap of the race, 43.675. But being closed on now by Ryan Tyres, as round the outside of Herbertson goes Mostiger, but doesn't make the move stick. Herbertson's got the race in line, so holds on to that third place. Incidentally, fifth through to seventh place, Clucas, Whittaker and Stevenson are closing on this top four battle. It's fairly close at the front. There they see the fifth through to seventh place. 9 laps to go. Anything could happen really in these hot conditions as well. So easy to make a mistake, but it's close at the front here as Lovell and Tyres side by side into the top corner. And let's have a look at the 55. Ryan Tyres still there, trying any way to get through past Lovell. Holds on to that apex now. Jim Lovell's got the advantage through the corner there. He's got the race in line. And now Ryan Tyres tries the inside, going up towards the final corner. But Jim Lovell holds on to the lead. Tyres still second. Through the chicane they go. Third is Herbertson. Mostiger fourth. Jake Whittaker and Rhys Stevenson going through. And Rhys Stevenson on the 23 in seventh place incidentally. Fastest lap of the race, 43.332, but it's a very fast pace throughout the top 7, not much between them. And it's still the 97 of Jim Lovell that holds on to the lead, but Ryan Tyres trying to, we cut in the outside line there, just trying to switch through to the inside on the S's, I believe, but didn't quite make the move stick. Now he's got a good exit though into the final corner, and down the inside goes Ryan Tyres. Now he's got to not outbrake himself there, and a nice move there from Ryan Tyres to go through into the lead. Now I think he had that pass worked out about 4 corners in advance. He was just taking different lines through that S's section. Got a good getaway into the final hairpin and stuck that bike down the inside. So nice bit of riding there from Ryan Tyres to take the lead, and pulls 0.2 of a second on Jim Lovell. So this next lap I think will be very important. And now we look at the 84 of Ben Clucas and the 121 of Jake Whittaker. 7th and 8th position. Rhys Stevenson's on the chart. He's left these two riders behind at the moment, but they're having a good battle here. Whittaker trying the inside. Lucas keeping that bike nice and tight around the final corner. 6 laps to go. There's the 84. Lucas from Whittaker. A bit further behind, Ed Peed, Jamie Callan and Kai Jones making their way through. And back up the front, Rhys Stevenson on the move. There's the 27 of James Mostiger. Dominic Herbertson just behind. And there, just out of shot momentarily, was the 23 of Rhys Stevenson. Stevenson maintaining a good pace out there. Fastest lap of the race now is Ryan Tyres with a 42.972 last time round. Lovell second, Mostiger third, Herbertson fourth. And through on his best lap of the race is Rhys Stevenson, closing up on Dominic Herbertson. 5 laps to go, And Ryan Tyres pulls a 1.3 second gap on Lovell in second place. Into the top corner they go, the 27 of James Mostica in third. Herbertson glancing over the shoulder. You can see Rhys Stevenson just behind him. Jim Lovell, despite losing the lead, still looking strong in that second place. 4 laps to go, and James Mostica, number 27, is trying to put a bit of pressure on here. The leader pulling away now, Ryan Tyres. There he goes, just out of shot. Second place is Jim Lovell, there he goes. And Mostica just trying to get a way through in third on the number 27. Herbertson and Stevenson just a bit further behind. Ben Clucas and Jake Whittaker in there as well. Into the top corner they go. So Jim Lovell was the leader of the race, and now coming under pressure for that second place with Mostica on the 27, putting a last bit of pressure on. Ryan Tyres running his own race, trying to pull away. Mostica has a look down the inside of Lovell. Can't find a way through. Jim Lovell with 3 laps to go, second place. Dominic Herbertson and Rhys Stevenson not too far behind, and again Rhys Stevenson with the fastest lap of the race. He's the man on the move. But can he make his way onto the podium, onto the final lap? The rest of the top 10 make their way through. Ed Peed, Kai Jones, Jamie Callan, Ben Ray, Chris Heimers in 12th place. Jake Whittaker on the 1-2-1 leads that little group in 7th place. Adam Jamieson, Chris Edwards and Mike Smallbones make their way through a bit further behind with Ryan Clark. At the moment, looks like Ryan Clark is out of the race, only completing 3 laps. The 1:47 though of Ed Peed with Kai Jones right behind him, and Jamie Callan in 10th position. 1.5 laps to go at the front of the field. This battle on the edge of the top 10 though, very close indeed. As Peed, number 147, holds onto the inside line. Kai Jones trying to find a way through. 1.5 laps to go. We join the battle at the front though. Ryan Tyres away at the front in this battle for second place. James Mostica has got past Jim Lovell, but it looks like Lovell has fought back into second place. And here we go towards the final lap, and the flying Rhys Stevenson up to 4th place now, trying to get through to second. Ryan Tyres clear away at the front. Second, third and fourth, very close. It's Lovell second, Mostica third, Stevenson fourth. Any one of these riders could finish in second place. Stevenson has a look down the inside of Mostica, but can't find the way through. Has to pull out of that move. Dominic Herbertson just a bit further behind in 5th place. Down the back straight they go for the final time. Ryan Tyres is all on his own. There's the 97 of Jim Lovell. Mostica still second, and Stevenson 4th. Stevenson can have one last look down the back straight. Lovell guarding the inside, but out of nowhere goes Rhys Stevenson. Doesn't get the second place, but he gets past Mostica. Ryan Tyres wins. It's going to be second place for Jim Lovell, Rhys Stevenson third, James Mostica on the 27 in 4th, and the 110 of Dominic Herbertson rounding out the top 5 on what was a very close final lap. So Pitbike stock 160, some great action there. So from some of our more senior riders, we move to the juniors very shortly. It's the Ugly & Co sponsored Mini GP, Supermoto 140s and 50s. They'll be coming up in just a few moments.